Hey friends, Hattie from Honeybee Stampers here. I am live for our happy hour. I am excited to share with you this really cool product. I've actually never showcased it in any classes or any lives before, and it is retiring, and so I want to make sure that you guys had a chance to see it so that in case you fell in love with it, you could grab it before it's gone. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Let's see here. I always need to double check that I'm in the right spot because I have been known to go live in the wrong spot before. Okay. Looks like we're all good. Looks like we're a little crooked. Let me move that. Hopefully that fixed it. Okay, so here we go with our host code. As you guys know that we've got host codes still. They're going to be doing away with host codes pretty soon. But what it does is it just attaches your order to me. And I actually received some great orders last week. So thank you so much for using the host code. I definitely appreciate your orders. But the host code is still live. It's HCJDK3TW. I'll share that here on this page as well. If you're watching this on YouTube replay, hello. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe if this is a video that you enjoy. So I'm showing you 3 projects here today, but we're actually just going to be putting together one of these 3 projects. And I'm going to show you kind of the techniques that I used on the other 2. So, and I'm going to switch up the one. Of course, you know me, I like to switch it up during the video. Sometimes it works out really well and sometimes it doesn't. But this product is called Gilded Leafing. And so who has this? Does anybody have this? If you have this, if you use it, let me know in the comments. I'm interested to see how many of you use this product. It's a really cool product. And like I said, it's retiring. Everything I'm using today is actually retiring. And the last time I checked online before I went live, everything that I'm using is still available. So of course, while supplies last, so things sell out. Like my video I did the other day, the modern oval punch, I was showcasing that. It was available when I did the video, and now it is currently unavailable, but that one will be coming back with the new catalog, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But some of these retired items are definitely going away. So Darling Details is the stamp set I'm featuring. The coordinating die that goes with this stamp set, which was gorgeous, has sold out, but the stamp set itself is really cute. It's a distinctive stamp set. It's 2-step stamping, which means you stamp this and this to build a detailed image. And we've got some great sentiments here. So I wanted to show off this stamp set so that you didn't miss it, because even though the dies are gone, this is definitely a stamp set that you could still get as a standalone that you will be happy with. Before I move on, I want to mention a couple things. If you share this video, so there is a little button, if you look down, that says share if you're on Facebook. I think you can share it on YouTube too, but it's kind of hard for me to track who shares it on YouTube. If you do, I appreciate it. Let me know that you have, and I'll try to keep track of that so I can add you to the list of people to get some of the freebies. So last video that we did, the winner of these embellishments was Gail Webb Gibbons. If you see this video, Gail, make sure you reach out to me with your address so I can send this to you. So if I don't hear from you for next week, then we'll probably draw another name from somebody who shared the video. So there's that. Now, last week I showed you guys these cards, and our winner for this was Debbie Kraus. So thank you, Debbie, for sharing these videos. You will receive, these cards in the mail. Some of them are current, some of them are retired. Some of the cards are cased, some of them I created. So you will be getting this stack of cards in the mail. So make sure, Debbie, you reach out to me and send me your email. So, or not your email, but your address. I need your guys' physical address so I can mail those to you. So here are the cards for sharing today's video. So we've got this one, which is really cute. It says, kind people are my kind of people. Love that. And we've got this fun interactive card, perfect for somebody who gets a new home. So you're going to want that in your stash. This uses irresistible blooms. This is a card that I designed for an event that I did a while ago. And the irresistible blooms is actually still available as an online exclusive. So that's current stuff. The color ink that I use there is retired though. And then here's also another card that I had done in the past for an event. So a little fun fold card there. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. And then we've got a little Christmassy card. Okay, so you will get these 5 cards for sharing. So be sure to hit the share button for me. and we'll do that drawing for next week. Okay, or the next time. Now, let's get started on our project because I'm excited to share this gilded leafing with you. I'd love to hear from you if you actually have this or not. So, well, hi Dottie from Texas. How are you? Thank you for your order as well. Okay, so let's talk about this. First of all, these little cards right here are the note card and envelope size in Very Vanilla. And they'll come in a stack of 20. So you'll have 20 note cards and 20 envelopes. And these are retiring. They're still available, and unfortunately they're retiring. The basic white ones are not, so we don't have to worry about that, but the Very Vanilla ones are, which is so sad to me. And then I took that and I paired it with the in colors that are retiring. So all of these in colors are retiring: Parakeet Party, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, and Orchid Oasis. And even though these are bright, fun colors, which look fantastic with basic white, they actually didn't pair too badly, or, you know, I think they look great with the Very Vanilla and Gold. I mean, just not really colors I would have thought to put together, but I just tried it and I liked it. So let's start off with the card that we're gonna do is this one right here. And then after I get done putting this card together, I'm going to show you the techniques that I used on these cards. So let's set this to the side, or maybe I'll do it the other way around. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to, let me actually show you the techniques and then we'll finish with the card that we're going to make today. So let me just cut a little piece of cardstock here. I just really need a scrap of cardstock to show you the technique. So we'll do a 4x4. Okay. So now this gilded leafing is gold flakes. And you're going to want, it comes in a container like this, but you're going to want a bucket like this, or probably larger, to contain it, because once you open it up, it's really fluffy and it flies all over the place. So you're going to want some way to contain it. So that's that. And there's several ways that you can apply that. Any adhesive works. So let me show you one adhesive that is actually an awesome adhesive to use. And this right here, to get these strips, I used our tear and tape. So what I did was I just took the tear and tape, and if you hold it taut like this, you can actually get a straight line there. Now, if you wanted to, and then I'll just pull it right there on the end. If you wanted to, you could line it up with your grid paper so that you can make sure it's super straight. So then I would do the same thing here, place that down, tear off a little piece, and then I'll do just one more to show you what that looks like. You could even go in and put them this way as well, so that they look like plaid, I guess. And then once you've done that, you'll take a pair of scissors, or you'll take your pick tool and take off the backing. We're going to throw these away, and be careful not to touch the adhesive because you want it to be as sticky as possible to pick up the gold leaf, or the gilded leafing. Okay, so now that we've done that, I am going to open up the container and pull out a few of these. As you can see, I hardly ever played with this prior to today. I did try it out initially when it first came out, and then I kind of set it back on the shelf and never really looked at it again. So can you guys see how like fluffy and pretty that is? So what you're going to do is you're just basically going to take this gilded leafing and you're going to press it onto the sticky areas. So I'm just adding, and if you had this like entire bucket full of gilded leafing, you could just kind of shove it in there and mix it all about. So I'm trying not to crumple it up, but basically you're going to rub it on so that the gilded leafing sticks to the adhesive. Okay. Put a little bit more on there. Okay, I'm pressing that in. Now, I know that looks like a mess. You're going to want something like a sponge, or the sponge daubers that we carry work perfectly. And you just rub off the excess. So just like this. And any excess leafing will just kind of fall back into your container, and it will reveal the Gilded Leafing just on the adhesive strips. And so these right here, we're just kind of hanging off so I can cut those. I find that the sponge daubers work really well. I'll actually leave a link to all the products that I use today because I am using several different products. So it'll make it easy for you guys to be able to locate. Okay, so there's the first one. So you can, of course, make several stripes. You could make them diagonally. You can put them up and down, like I said. And then you've got this really cool gilded leafing. The other thing you could do is you could create a frame. You could take that tear and tape and just lay it all the way around to frame it out and have it be a nice gold frame around your project like that. All right, so there's that. And that's what I did for this card right here. Isn't that cute? So another thing that you can do, let me sweep some of this into my bucket. I mean, this stuff is like really fluffy and it just floats all over the place. Okay, the next thing you can do is you can use our glue. So we've got the fine tip glue pen. You could use that, or you could just use our regular green glue. Okay, our Tombow glue works as well. So let's see, I'm going to stamp one of the images. We'll just stamp this one right here. So if I were to stamp this image right there, which, how pretty is that? I just think this stamp set is so beautiful. Clean this off before I forget, because we're going to be using this stamp with a different color in just a minute. Okay, so you see that we've got some little dots right there in the center. So what you can do is you can use your fine tip glue or your Tombow glue, which is what I'm going to use, and just put some little glue dots there. Now, because I want the glue to be very, very detailed, I'm not going to, well, we can try it. I was going to say I'm not going to put it right directly to the paper. I was going to use the tip of my Take Your Pick tool, but maybe I can control the glue. Let's see. You could also take an outline, you know, like run the glue along the outline of the stamp as well. Okay, of course, this doesn't want to come out. All right, let me grab another one. Okay, so now this one is already coming out of the glue tip, so I don't want to use this directly on the paper because it's going to be such a mess. So I'm going to just take the tip of my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to tap some glue so that I have control over it right on those little dots there. Yeah, this glue bottle has an air bubble or something in it. Okay. There, and one more right there. Okay. Ooh, this is making a mess. Let me wipe this off and close it up. Okay. So you can see that I added some little dots of glue using my Take Your Pick tool, something with a fine tip on the end. Then what I'm going to do, got all these little shavings right here, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to shimmy and shake that in there, almost like embossing powder. I'm doing it that way. So let's try to add some more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully press. Put some more on here. And I'm just going to press over those glue dots. I'm wanting to be very careful because the glue dots could smear. So I think I've got them all covered. I'm going to wait to wipe this off completely because I want the glue dots to, or not the glue dots, but the little blobs of glue to really dry. Okay, so right now it looks like that, but it'll look better once we come back to it and brush off all the excess. Okay, so that little trick I did right here. It's very, very small and detailed, so you can barely see it, but it's got some little glue specks on the flower, which pull the gold in from here to there. I feel like I'm saying glue and gold and mixing my two words together, but you guys are following me, right? All right, so next thing I wanted to show you. So this one right here, this one I just stamped directly on the card, and I love the way this turned out. I used this die cut right here because it had some really pretty detail to it. Now this one I'm going to point out to you guys is from this die set, and it is still available. It's called Color and Contour, and I do not want you to sleep on this die set. It is awesome. I use these all the time, and I use this quite a bit as well. So I think it's also on sale. I can't remember. But I will highlight that also I'll do a little post with all the products that I used today so that you guys can shop it really easily. But anyways, this is the Color and Contour die, and I use every single one of these all the time. So I picked this one in the middle here, and it's got some really pretty scallop detail and even some little holes there. And I just thought that was really cute. Adds to the card, so you just have this one little note card and then this little piece here. I stamped on the outside with some of the images from this stamp set, and then I also stamped these on scrap paper and fussy cut them out because, again, we don't have the dies available anymore. And then I added these little gold embellishments. So the way that I got those gold embellishments, and they're like perfectly circular and they just look so good, is that I used our glue dots. So our glue dots come like this. These glue dots are a fantastic adhesive, one of my favorites. I always use this adhesive when I'm using ribbon or any kind of twine or ribbon or embellishment. Okay, so I want that to stick there. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm trying to carefully pull off the glue dots because they're circular right now and I want to keep them that way. And I'll place them on my card. So we'll stick one down here. Okay, so this is just a sample card. I'm just showing you guys how to do these particular techniques. Okay, so now we've got these little glue dots right there. You can barely see them, but we're going to come back over here to my gold leafing, and we're going to add, just like we did with the Tombow glue, we're just going to pat and rub some of the gold leafing onto it. And like I said, the gold leafing sticks to any adhesive, okay? There we go. All right. Flick that off. Okay, so now this is what it looks like, and it does look a little messy, so you're going to bring your dauber in. We'll start with the middle one, and we're just going to rub off the excess gold leafing, and that's going to reveal some nice little dot embellishments there on the flower. And then you see this is a circle. It's supposed to be a circle. Add a little bit more leafing on that in there. And then we're just going to rub off the excess, and there reveals our perfect little circle that looks like an embellishment. Okay. And then if there's some that didn't get picked up, you can just go back in, grab a piece of gold leafing and press it into your glue dot. Okay, clean up around it, and there you go. Okay, so those are 3 of the techniques I wanted to show you guys that you can use. And again, we've got our tear and tape that we use here that you can make nice straight lines with, diagonal lines, grid lines if you wanted to. And then we've got our glue dots here that you just use. Well, these are our glue dots. So we did that on this card here. And then we've got just some little dots of glue that are showcased here. And then I have another way to show you how to apply this that I think is really cool as well. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to work on this card. I did decide I want to change it up a little bit. So let's just start by cutting our cardstock so you guys know what you need. So you're going to need the note cards and envelopes. Again, they are on sale. Wait a minute. I don't know if they're on sale. I know they're retiring. And you get 20 note cards and 20 envelopes. It's a great price anyway. And then the next layer that you have here is our gold. I don't remember actually what this is called. Let me see. This is called our Distressed Gold. Distressed Gold 12 by 12 specialty paper. And this Distressed Gold reminds me a lot of the Gilded Leafing, in my opinion. It's different than, let's say, like if you were to do a gold foil and like gold embossing, it looks different to me. It looks more like the Gilded Leafing and the Gold Distress look more similar. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna cut this down. You're gonna need, and again, if you're on my email list, you will get the measurements, of course, and still shots. So we're gonna do 2 3/4 square for this. Make it easy. Okay, so that's already 2 3/4. Okay, and then we're gonna need some of the Starry Sky. The Starry Sky cardstock is also retiring, so if you love this color, if you love any of the end colors, grab like 2 packs of the paper and the ink. The ink refills have also sold out, unfortunately. But anyways, we're gonna do Starry Sky at 2.5. And then again at 2.5. And then we're gonna need some vanilla. So Very Vanilla, our thick Very Vanilla is retiring. I think it might already have sold out, but our regular Very Vanilla is still available. We're gonna do 2 1/4 here. And 2 1/4. Okay, those are the pieces that you're gonna need for the card. And then I'm gonna show you this technique, but I feel like this flower needs a little more. So we're going to do the technique and then we're gonna add a little bit to it and we're gonna fussy cut. Okay, so what you're going to need for this particular technique is our heat and stick powder. Also retiring, you guys. You're gonna need some Versamark ink. You are going to need a stamp. What else? You're gonna need an embossing buddy. So we're gonna take our embossing buddy and make sure that we tap it on our paper so that all the static is gone. Okay, now typically when I do 2-step stamping, I'll do the background first and then I'll do the detail. But for this, we're gonna reverse it, only because if you do the background first, it's really hard. You'd have to wait for it to dry and then maybe do the static remover with this embossing buddy, but it's kind of hard to get just the detail. The heat and stick powder wants to stick to all of the image. So I want my Versamark to be super juicy for this. So I'm just going to add a little bit more ink. You always want to have refills of all of your inks. So as soon as you buy an ink pad, whether it be a color or your Versamark or your Memento, make sure you get your refill. Okay, now we're going to tap. And we're going to stamp that image right there. You want to act kind of quickly, but just dumping some of that heat and stick powder. The heat and stick powder almost looks like white embossing powder, but it's not. So I'm just going to make sure that I get plenty of it on here. And what happens is when you heat it up, it just makes the area that it's sticking to tacky, right? A little bit sticky. So I'm knocking off the excess there. And then I'm going to go heat it up with my heat gun that's just kind of off camera, so you got to give me just a second. But I will give you a tip that when you heat it up, I typically heat with my heat tool over the top, but for this particular thing, I recommend heating from the bottom. Okay, so let me heat this up real quick. Alrighty, I've heated that up, and I don't know if you can tell in the camera, it's a little bit glossy where the heat and stick powder is. And now I'm going to grab some of my gold leafing and press it onto my image here. And I want it to pick up just where that heat and stick powder is. There. I feel like I'm missing a spot. Well, we will soon see. Okay, so I'm pressing it onto the image. Right now it looks like a mess, right? Get off that, get off of me. And then we're gonna take our sponge dauber again. Uh-oh. I think I overheated it. I did. Okay, so what I did was when I went to use my heat and stick powder, I made it too hot. And I overheated it, so some of the images here were no longer tacky. It was no longer sticky. But okay, you guys get it, right? Maybe I should try that again. Well, anyways, you guys get it. It's just going to pick up right where the image is. So the heat and stick powder is great if you're wanting to use the detail for stamps. So you guys can see a little bit of that gold right there. Let me knock some of that off. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to come in with the background stamp, and I'm going to ink it up in our Starry Sky. Let's see here. I love this two-step stamping, and again, it's distinctive. So you'll see that it's got little variations in the color there just to kind of make it interesting. I'm going to stamp right over where the outline is. Okay, just like that. Now, because I've stamped over the gold, it's going to leave some of the ink sitting on that gold. And so I recommend taking a napkin and just kind of patting it so that you don't smear it. So you'll see the outline right there of the flower. It's got a little bit of ink on there. I really wish that I wouldn't have overheated it so you could see all the detail like you can in this flower here. Okay, and you're going to have some excess on here, so you're going to want to wipe that off with just a napkin so that doesn't disturb your image next time you go to stamp. Okay, so now for this, instead of doing it all over again, I'm just going to keep going. I could go back in and take my glue and like outline the pieces that I didn't get with glue and add the gold leafing or the gilded leafing that way. But we're not going to worry about it right now. You guys get the picture, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut this because I want to add some things to the back of the card behind it. So just, oops. So be sure to let me know if you guys have used this before. And actually, if you have created any cards using this gilded leafing, I'd love to see your projects. Just post them. Post them in the comment section below this video. I'd love to see that. I love when you guys do that. I've had some of you create projects after you've watched the video and then you share them with me, and I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got this flower with that really pretty gilded leafing behind it. Let's bring in our pieces again. So we've got this here. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I want to add something to it. Okay, let us put maybe a leaf behind it. So just take this image right here, and I'm going to use the green, the Parakeet Party. And I'm just going to add a little leaf down here. Okay, and then, oopsie. I'm looking for my chamois. Okay, then we're going to take the part that fills that in. So you can fill that in with either this or both. Both of them are great. I'm going to do this one this time because I used this one on another card. So let's do that. I get some of this gilded leafing off of here. It's everywhere. Okay. Now we'll take this and I'm going to stamp off. Okay, so we've got that going on right there. Ooh, I stamped that kind of too low. Let's do it again. Sorry, guys. Let me see where I want this to go. It's going to go like right there. I can actually bring it up a little higher than I did. Okay. bring in this other one. I like stamping the detail first. I feel like I can see it better. There's that. And then let's put something else. What else can we stamp from the stamp set? Let's do this one. I do like the way this one looks. And we'll do this in Sweet Sorbet. Maybe we'll do 2. Okay. There. All right. I don't know if I'm going to love this or not. We will see. We will see. Okay. Now we're going to add these pieces together and grab our sentiment too. So we'll take our note card and fold it in half. Let's add this to here. What I'm thinking is I probably should have just made this monochromatic now that I'm doing this, because I don't love these 2 colors, all these 3 colors together. Okay, so you guys, I feel like this is a common theme for me. I'm like, I don't fall in love with something I'm doing live, and then I end up going afterwards and recreating it. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, so I'm going to place this right here because I want to see where I'm going to stamp. And we're going to grab a sentiment. So let's see here. Let's make this one a happy birthday. I did Just a Note last time, and I like Just a Note, but we'll do happy birthday for this one. And I'm going to do Starry Sky again. Okay. And I like to stamp everything first before I adhere. That needs to be a rule of thumb, because if you don't like the way it looks, you can always turn it over. So now, because I like that, I'm going to go ahead and add this piece of gold. It's that Distress Gold DSP, or I mean specialty paper. Okay, and then I'm going to add this on. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. Okay, pop all those off, and then we'll stick this on top here, and then I'm going to use dimensionals again for this one. Let's grab a couple dimensionals. Have you guys seen the dimensional backing trick where you use your take your pick tool and you just pop off the backing of the dimensional like that? I think that that is like the coolest thing. I always forget to do it, but that's really a great way to get the backing off. Okay, so there we go. Now, do I love that color combination together? I don't think so. I don't know why. That's like, I'm not loving that. But I feel like this definitely needed to be popped up and some stuff behind it. You guys will have to tell me what you think. But these note cards are just so fun and easy. Here's the other one. We used Friend on this one. We used the techniques where you do the tear and tape and then the little glue dots there, or glue splotches, and then these are actual glue dots. I think this card might be my favorite. You guys will have to tell me which one is your favorite. So these are the cards for today. I definitely will share with you guys all about the Gilded Leafing, the heat and stick powder that you're going to need. I'll leave all the tools that you'll need. And of course, I always have links for them in the email that I send out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me see if we have any comments. Well, hi, Carol from North Carolina. Hi, Nan. Good to see you. And is it Jeanan? How do I pronounce your name? Janine? Janine. Maybe that's what it is. Hi, Hannah. Thank you. I hope you guys like those projects. This product is something I never had a chance to really play around with, and I think it's so cool. It's really cool. So again, our winners from last week, the week before last, was Gail Gibbons. So make sure you reach out to me, Gail. And then for these cards was Debbie Krause. And then we've got a new set of cards for sharing today's video. So be sure to share today's video and let me know that you've shared them so that you can get entered to win these particular cards for sharing the video. And I appreciate that, you guys, so much. Stay tuned because I will be going on our Stampin' Up! Incentive trip really soon. And while I'm gone, I will have an incredible ordering special for you. Not to mention the clearance rack will refresh, which means there's going to be things that are like super duper on sale that you're going to want to hurry up and grab because they sell out really fast. The good stuff does. So that's coming up. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the In Color Club. So we've got some new In Colors that are coming in. I have them over on my table there. I won't share them today. I'll have to wait and share them on a different video. Maybe the video that I announce our In Color Club. And so you'll have a chance to sign up for that so you can get all of the products that are part of the In Color little bit by bit. I placed an order personally for all the In Colors. So I got all the paper and the markers and the Stampin' Blends and the ink pads and the designer series paper and the embellishments, all that stuff, and the ribbon. And it was a really hefty order. And so if you really like to get the In Colors and collect them, but you don't want to spend all the money at one time, the In Color Club will be for you. And you'll get a project too with each In Color Club. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.